7 CE in terms of CIDP. They needed to comply with all the statutory requirements, have their tax, BE, CSD, be a properly registered company. And then one of the requirements, we looked at their black ownership, so that when it comes to subcontracting, then we'll have those 3 scenarios that are reflected there. So if their black ownership is 51%, they would sublet 50% of the work. If it was less than 51%, they would sublet 60% of the work. If the company, the main contractor, is owned by a black woman or a black youth, then they would sublet 40% of the work to the subcontractors. So those were the requirements for the main contractor, and in this case, it is VR Construction. So VR Construction is 51% black owned, so it means they will be subletting 50% of the work to the subcontractors. And as I'm saying, that process is being finalized now as they're busy with the tender evaluation process for subcontractors. And then there are requirements for subcontractors. Since the requirements in terms of CIDP for the main contractor starts at 7 CE, so subcontracting opportunities then will start from 1 CE up until, say, 4 or 5 or 6, if there's a need to get a 6 CE company as a subcontractor. But in most cases, we stop at either 4 or a 5. Okay, next slide. So then for the subcontracting, as I'm saying, between 1 CE up to 4, 5, or 6 CE. And then the manner in which we sort of took that scope that I showed you earlier on, we divide it into what we call work packages. Those are mini tenders or sub-tenders. That includes general maintenance, pavement maintenance, grass cutting, earthworks, and any other package that might be identified in any specific project. So these are the types of work packages that were advertised here at Bushbuckridge and also within the city of Mbombela. And we hope that some of you will be participating in any of these work packages as displayed here. Next. And then this is what we are currently busy with in terms of the evaluation process. The evaluation process for subcontractors is divided into 3 stages. The first stage, we look at what we call functionality criteria, where we look at the locality. We look at the CIDP grade and class. We look at the designated group, whether it's women, youth, etc., military veterans, and so on. So once you pass the functionality stage, then we go to the second stage, which is basically the award of tender. The tender, or the award of tender, is basically based on price and preference. The points, the maximum points that you score for price is 80 points and 20 for preference. That's your BE. So this is where, so if you score the highest points by this stage, then before we award the tender, we go to stage 3. We look at eligibility criteria, that you do indeed comply with all the statutory requirements, that your tax is in place, your BE is valid, you are registered on the SANRAL supplier database, and of course, we would have checked your CIDP grading. So if you, as the highest scoring tenderer, meets this eligibility criteria, and you're scoring the highest points in terms of price and preference, then you win the tender. So this is what the project management team is currently busy here within Bushbuckridge and the city of Mbombela. So basically that's how it goes for the maintenance projects. As Melba has indicated, I'm not sure if they do have the presentation for, okay, you can just load that presentation for conventional projects if it is here. If it's not, then I'll just continue. I'm not sure if they can just give me an indication whether that presentation is there. So unfortunately, as I've indicated, so if you miss the boat with regards to this maintenance project, the next phase would be probably, because what we're doing with maintenance projects, we have divided into two processes. So we have tenders for 1 CE and 2 CE, and then tenders for 3, 4s, and 5s and up. So for 1s and 2 CEs, this is the first stage, running either for 12 months or 15 months. Then we'll come again and re-advertise for 1s and 2 CEs in about a year's time. But if you're a 3 and a 4, then the beginning for the remainder of the project duration. So if you're a 3 and a 4, then it means if you did not participate, then you miss out. Then you need to wait up until the project is completed in 3 years' time. Okay, so my first presentation was based on the maintenance projects, both here in Bushbuckridge, city of Mbombela, and throughout the rest of the Mpumalanga province. This is now what we call conventional projects, which largely comprises of rehabilitation projects, improvement projects, upgrade projects that SANRAL has planned within the city or city of Mbombela, Bushbuckridge local municipality, and the rest of the province. So these are the projects that we have. I'm just going to go through them very quickly and state what their current status is. The first project over there is the N11. It's what we call the resurfacing, where we just treat the existing surface just to preserve the road asset. It's within Plixikaseme, that's within Foxrust, along the N11. So it's 2 projects there, the first and the second bullet. And then the third one is along the N12, within Nkangala district. We've got 2 projects there. They are also resurfacing projects. We've appointed consultants, and they're busy with the designs. The third one is the R33s within Mkondo and part of it within Sugaligwa. So the R33 section 6 and the R33 section 7. It's also what we call resurfacing. We have appointed contractors there. They are already on site. The other one is the R40. This is the R40 section 2 between the city of Mbombela and Barberton. This one, we had some issues with finalizing the procurement, and we had to restart the process. So we're still gonna appoint a consultant here, and then later on appoint a contractor. Then the R37, section 4, between Mashishing, going to the Nelspruit direction via Sabi. We haven't appointed any service provider here. We're still gonna do that. And then the R33, just outside Piet Retief on Kondo, we're still gonna appoint the service providers here. Okay, next slide. The first one, that's the N12 in Kangala. There's another section of N12 that goes to Emalahleni, between Emalahleni and Ochis. We have appointed a consultant. They are starting with the design. The R35, okay, this is an older project. There was an older project before this one. There were some defects that were picked up on the road. So this project was just registered to fix those defects. So this is within Gavin Mbeki. We've got the R37 section 2. This is a current project just outside Mashishing. Currently, the contractor that was appointed there experienced some difficulties and went under liquidation, so the project is stalling at the moment. We're trying to get a new contractor. And then we've got, this is the one, the big one. Sorry, this is just The R40, this is just, we've just got one culvert that is collapsing between Hazy View and White River that we need to fix. So if you are a contractor that specializes in pipe jacking and all that, we'll be issuing out a tender very soon to fix that big culvert between White River and Hazy View. So it's a very small project, but it's very specialist in nature. So if you specialize in pipe jackings and all that, you can participate in that R40 Section 4 2018. Then the last two, the N12, here we are appointing a consultant, so we haven't gone that far to fix the part of the N12 again. There's a couple of projects along the N12 between Delmas and Emalahleni. And then the last one there is the N11, that's between Hendrina Power Station, if you know that area. Hendrina Power Station to Middleburg. Here we are about to appoint a contractor here to fix the N11. This project is long overdue and is one of our bigger projects. So we're hopeful that before the calendar year ends, we will be able to appoint a contractor to fix the N11 between Hendrina Power Station and the N4. Okay, these are our concession projects under track. The N4 between Emalahleni going to Belfast all the way top. I think, Melba, when you come here the other time, I think we'll invite Track as well to sort of explain a bit on their projects. So we're not directly involved on a day-to-day running of those projects. These are, as you travel on the N4, you will see that there's a lot of construction happening, especially on the east of Nelspruit or the city of Mbombela. Okay, all those C projects that you see, I'm not going to talk to each and every one of them. These projects are along the Mloto project. We've got massive investment on the R573, the famous or notorious Mloto Road. So these are what we call community development projects. So they go hand in hand with the major upgrade projects. So for the communities that are living along Mloto, these are the opportunities that they have. But you are also not excluded. It depends on what is required. If the work is more specialist in nature, and you find that skill you cannot find within Mloto or Tembisile and JS Moroka, then we normally go to the district, we normally go to the province. So don't throw your hands and say, because these are more local over there, I may not have the chance to participate on them. It depends what you do. You might be doing road markings, road signs. You might be doing any other specialist type of work that you may find that is not available within or along the Mloto corridor. So I'm not going to go through all of them. These are just what we call community development projects, where we look at access management, access roads, and so on and so on. So you can see that there's a lot happening in Mloto within Tembisile and the local municipality and Dr. JS Moroka and Elas Municipality. Okay, I think I've done this. Oh, okay. Sorry, this is the, okay. Sorry, no, it's fine. This is the N17 between Christmasmere going to Oshuk. I think it's either we have appointed a contractor there or just about to appoint a contractor. And then we've got the R23 in Standerton. We'll be widening some bridges there. And then the R37 near Mashishing. And then we've got the R38 between Bethel going to Hendrina. And then the R35 from Amersfoort going to Bethel. you see how many projects we have from Mpumalanga. I mean, this is a very long list of projects. So SANRAL is very busy within Mpumalanga province. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 projects, this is the N2 between MLO through Mkondo all the way down to the border with KZN. This is a massive project. We'll be spending billions of rands here, upgrading the N2. Currently the N2 is a single carriageway, 1 lane in each direction. We'll be widening it to 2 lanes in each direction. So this is a massive project, almost similar to the Mloto project. So all those N2 projects, the first 5 projects or 5 bullets, those are between MLO through Mkondo, Pitutif, going down to KZN. And then we've got N11, I think I've mentioned N11, it's just repeated here. The other N11, it's in Middelburg. We're gonna do a bypass in Middelburg that is gonna connect, if you're coming from MLO through Middelburg, instead of going through the town or the CPD of Middelburg, you are now gonna do a bypass if you are going up to Groblersdal area. So we're gonna link the N11 just south of the N4 with the N11 on the northern part of Middelburg. It's a bypass so that we avoid the trucks using the CPD in town in Middelburg. There's some planned future projects along the R570, that's between Kruger Gate, Malalane to Jeppes Reef. It's a future project. It's R581, that's between, it connects with the R570 going into Tonga area there. Within Komazi, you've got the R33, Section 5. Those are still future projects down the line. I think what I'm gonna check down now, just to look at the time as well, are the 3 R40s that concern you here within Bushbuckridge. So we've got 3 projects within Bushbuckridge and the city of Mbombela. They are all along the R40, as you know that the R40 is the only road that we have here. So we have a project that will start from Hazy View up to Mavilian, and then another project from Mavilian to Atas Sit. So those are the 2 projects that Melba mentioned earlier on that will hopefully start next year, and we'll be able to appoint the contractor next year. Those are big projects within the area. And you sitting here as a business person, you must make sure that you prepare yourselves for those 2 upgrade projects. Of course, in conjunction with the maintenance project that we have in the area. Yeah, so I think the list is a bit too long. So I think maybe let's stop with the upgrade of the R40 within as the part of it within the city of Mbombela and throughout the boundaries of the Bushbuckridge local municipality. So we are coming with an upgrade project here, hopefully next year when we have appointed the contract. I'm not sure if there's anything you can just run through. Yeah, just run through those repeat. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Asimshayeleni izandla. My sister, ngizocela ke Miss Melba Geca phinde futhi aze ngaphambili SANRAL Transformation Policy. Bese ke ulandelwa Baba Umambi for a high overview for the transformation policy. Thank you very much.
Okay. Let's see if I can use this screen. My eyes cannot see. I think Ntate Mvelase, it is very critical that you understand there was that long list of community development projects. Iyalwisa le ndaba. I-RRM, la project imanejwa nguTsimangatha, does not have community development projects. RRM projects don't have. But the moment we appoint for the upgrade of R40, then executive mayor, we can talk about community development projects. The community development projects that we're gonna do and demolish the beautiful houses along the road, Yadlal, but in Nyansil. Can we, that's the transformation. Can I see it here? Is there a way of seeing this presentation here? Sorry, Budram. I do not have spectacles with me. But also, whilst I'm waiting for the presentation, there's something that I want to highlight. I know sometimes it pains when you share a project with another municipality. But believe you me, you are better off than someone who stays Victor Kanye Malahleni Tembisile Hani Dr. J.S. Moroka, 4 municipalities in one project. Because it's about the network. So yours, in terms of the RRM, is with the city of Mbombela. Theirs is what? It's 4 municipalities, 1 project, and you can imagine. Is it going to happen that? Can I? Oh yeah. Okay. Right. We are talking about the transformation policy. And they're saying the SANRAL Act, what is the purpose of this transformation policy? To manage and control the Republic's national road system or network, to take charge, do things within the framework of government policy. And I'm going to underline that you get to municipalities, the way you manage your project, you've got what you called public, what is it? Public Participation Committee, something like that. We have a project liaison office. It's different. It's different. And we would appreciate when we come and implement SANRAL's projects for people to appreciate our policies as well and respect the way we do and implement our project. Because it's not the same with the municipality, we differ. So there is an issue, executive mayor, of people wanting ward councillors to be PLC members. I love ward councillors, but business is business. Politics are politics. But then nonetheless, like you see MMC today of infrastructure, they still need to assist us to unlock challenges and make sure that things are run properly. The second one is to define the agency's power and function, just like what I'm saying now, and operational accountability. Next slide. What? Okay. Oh, okay. Bayangixosha la. Bathi mandize kwi-laptop epink. Okay, what do we mean when we say manage and control public's national network? We're saying in cooperation with provincial roads into national roads. I have a dream that one day when I'm driving in this country, it won't matter, I won't know. Because currently, I know when I'm on national road. I know when I'm on provincial road. And I know when I'm on local road, they are different. And it's not fair. It should be one best infrastructure throughout. Within framework of government policy, develop the following policies guided by the government policy and implementation documents. Horizon 2030 strategy. When our currency started in 2016, so 2017 and 2018, there were many functions where we were unpacking our Horizon 2030 strategy, as well as our transformation policy. And the above documents then resulted to the 14-point plan. Ababhuti be PLC, they know that document, 14-point plan, and the section D1000. These are the regulators, how we implement our project as SANRAL. So, I'm not saying Bushbuckridge. We just appointed main contractors and the consultant and everything else. My goodness, I get municipalities. By the way, they have their budget and their money and their roles, right? They want to come and dictate how must we subcontract and appoint general workers. It can't be Bahayet. It can't be. Let's respect each other. Let's respect each other's policy. The most important thing, when the project, SANRAL has a project, I come to the municipality. I present the project. Executive Mayor, we need to establish a PLC. And a PLC is established. SANRAL has policies. You saw the chairman of the board. We also report to National Treasury. We can't do things just because you are my cousin and we know each other. Please allow us. I know there are pressures. We work together with the municipality, but the municipality does not report to SANRAL. No, SANRAL reports to the municipality. But as entities of government, we need to work together. Says one. But it didn't happen here. But it happened in this district. Now you can know. It's a pain. To define the agency's powers and functions, that's exactly what we have done. And when we are talking, remember the community development programs, they come, Executive Mayor, we are aware, especially Bushbuckridge, you are a rural community. Now, when we are upgrading R40, we need to make sure the access roads are off standard. Says one. And I'm going to be honest with you, there are access roads that we are going to close because they are so illegal and dangerous. Rest assured. And operational accountability, as we said, the 14-point plan through the PLC, and why the establishment of the PLC. We establish the PLC not because we do not know how to implement projects, but we establish the PLC gone are the days where our uncles, brothers, and sisters are just going to follow the dust or where the bulldozer is and ask what's going on. As a citizen of this country, you have a right to know what is going on in your area. So that is one reason why we established the PLC. And obviously, also to validate the target enterprise. I like that, but at the same time, that comes and bites you, especially if you're a business person who's growing. Because if we're saying, let's give the people of Bushbuckridge business, what happened when you grow, you are level 5. Now you can't go to city of Mbombela. Now you can't go to Nkomazi and work. And the sad thing, white people work everywhere. Transformation, in terms of the duties, the practical implementation and transformation policy, monitoring and functioning of the PLC, implementation of D1000, identifying skills, experience, plan gaps, development of SMMEs and monitoring. Now, when we came here last year, there were 4 things that Untate Velase highlighted. That you need to have a tax clearance, BE, CSD, CIDB, Untate Matatanyana Nangya Lapaya. Now, we tell people to do these things. They don't. If you do not comply, you cannot participate. Now, also in our D1000, we are saying, if you are a grade 1 or 2, I don't care even if you don't have a wheelbarrow. We will give you the opportunity. But now, you are all the same. Ne? And not all of you can be appointed. Now, it starts with those 4 things. If you don't have one of them, you are already eliminated. Now, Untate Madoda says, every year, so if you're a grade 1, grade 2, you get a contract of 12 months. Meaning every 12 months, we're going to take new companies. Says one. Call it development, call it poverty alleviation, but we're trying. Says one. Because all we know, if you're a 1, you're going to get out as 2. If you're a 2, you're going to get out as 3. Says one. And it's very important. And for me, Sisima, mama bangen. Or tata bayithengi grocery. So we need to try. We need to try. So those are the things that we put in these documents to say, and we understand that the main contractor, they've got their 50%. And the targeted enterprise, you have your 50%. But if we engage harmoniously, you find Mr. Main Contractor, kula 50% wa kenai, angakashere another percentage up at Bushbuckridge. Says one, ngomoya ophansi must negotiate. Duties of transformation, obviously the implementation of D1000. And now you can see, if you go to SANRAL webpage, we've got the SMME thing there. You can actually even see subcontractors that have been issued out by other regions or provinces. We are trying to be as transparent as we can. We do training, especially the lower SMMEs, your CE1 and CE2s, because it's all about the budget. And let me tell you the pain of the RRM, because Askabina construction here. Ufumana itenda ye 200,000 yabegis. Ubadalwe 120,000. When I saw even was spent and I let 200,000 ungekaibadala. RRM sometimes, if there's no pothole to fix, there's no pothole to fix. But there's no pothole to fix. Therefore, you can't bill. Therefore, there's no money. If there's no grass to cut. You can't bill. There's no money. All I'm trying to say, get excited, thank your God, but don't spend what you have not received. Because you might be saying, it's 200, but we might pay you 80,000. Because it depends. Says one. Identifying skills, experience, plan gaps. This is what, by the way, I'm not transformation. This is Tsekharene, so I'm representing Ning and Kombi. We do have MOU partners, and I'm sure you will see them, especially once we have appointed the main contractor for the upgrade. I'm not so sure if they are here, but I was not told that they are here. But these are the people that are willing to assist, and we've got the SMME outreach programs that we do at SANRAL. There will be trainings that are going to happen, and I want to do them immediately when we issue out a tender. Run the trainings. The training will assist you how to tender, how to manage your financials and all of that. I had Standard Bank provincially calling me Apparently now Standard Bank is also going to sign an MOU with SANRAL. These are the people that you can go to when you need financial assistance. There are CEDAs, there are IDCs, executive mayor. Sometimes we need to question, how much are they doing for our people? How easily accessible are their financials? So those are the things that they need to come and explain to the stakeholders. So we would appreciate that, because sometimes, as I said, we give you a tender even though you don't have a wheelbarrow. Now, uzayithenga ngantoni ungenamali? So you need to be able to say, I have a contract, will you please assist me financially? Says one. This is the list of our MOU partners: Bell, Barloworld. Yo, andikwazi ukufunda igama lesibini. Andiyazi Vechten or Vechen. Hayi angazi xolweni bahlali. Yabe nditshila ndathi ulwimi labelungu liyandahlula. The pilot crash tech and NAFBI. And most of you do know NAFBI. So, but then these are the guys that you can go, especially if you need equipment or plans. They will assist you once you have a tender. At a cheaper rate, at least. Not for free, but at a cheaper rate. Identifying skills, experience, plan gaps. So here they're saying identify need to approach small equipment suppliers as MOU partners. Identify need to work in partnership with the Mpumalanga Department of Labor. Let me tell you something that happened. You know of the famous Carino, right? It's run by Track. The contract was issued before 2017, meaning it didn't have the 30%. But everyone wanted a stake. It ended up having 40 people who were members of the PLC. There was an agreement to go and dissolve the PLC with Track. I went to Machado Dop. There was no sign of Track. Ngaphehlelelwa ke mina ngenyani ngabatshela lababhuti nabo baba ukuthi ngizoyidissolve lento yini balwa bandibeka amabala, but it was a good thing. Saqala eqaleni we renegotiated from 15 to 22% because we couldn't get 30. But what's the moral of the story? When now I started to scrutinize what's happening in terms of subcontracting. Company X, in terms of the equipment and the plants, went to Company B in Gauteng. Company B, it's got everything, including the money. Now Company X couldn't even make 1 cent out of that JV. You need to be careful of what you wish for as local people. When you do not have something, you need to agree that you do not have it and then allow proper networking or contracts to take place. Let's contracting is the signayo, ekoneni, ziphinde zibuye zinishaye. So we need to be able, PLC is here for that, to assist you. We're not saying we cannot do joint ventures, but let's make sure that the targeted enterprise will benefit. Says one. So those are the things that you guys are doing. You get excited, it's happening in my community. You go to Gauteng or wherever. You bring those guys. I'm being honest. Okay, I'm not so sure if it's done. Why is it not moving? Oh, God. Okay, I'm not so sure who's the owner of the laptop, guys. I'm stuck. I want to go to the second slide. This is the last one. Can you press who's it's like it. All right. We did a great initiative at SANRAL whereby we would go to the areas when we are doing clarification. And now COVID came. Because we always felt like if we are doing a clarification meeting, we need to go to the people rather than ni khwele imoto zenu niye ePitoli. So I'm not going to talk that much about that. I don't know what is going to happen in terms of the tender clarification. You might find that it's going to be virtual. But there will be a tender clarification, Executive Mayor, for the upgrade. And when the ads actually also come out, we'll make sure that we send it. We put it on the local municipality boards. It will be on the SANRAL website. It will be on your national government tender bulletin. It is your responsibility as a business person to always check where things are advertised. But we will do that. But like I said earlier on, asifuna accuse wathina. We're not going to tell you what to do. But we are here for transformation. But it is your responsibility as a targeted enterprise. Ubone ukuthi wenza kanjani, uhlanganisa kanjani ukuze kulunge. Because there's more money in joint ventures than subcontraction. There is more experience that you can get with a joint venture. But then black people, once they do joint ventures, bahamba ngama X5, soze babone esayithini. And nazi banizofunda njani. Uthola ukuthi for the past 10 years you've been joint venturing, but you cannot still run on your own as a grade 9 company. It is sad. Once you are given an opportunity, be involved. Don't be a Miss and Mr. Spender. Be involved, learn the trades and the tricks so that you can run on your own. Serious one? Normally, you know, when we're doing the I'm not going to talk about quite all these things, they're contractual. But we would invite our CIDB, our SARS, our Banbani to assist you guys and explain. So we're saying to you, you need to learn. Things are going to go and they're going to go very fast. It might sound to you that there is no new information. Executive Mayor, there will be a series of meetings with your municipality because what is happening along R40 is wrong, Bachayetsu. And I saw there's a road, I'm not so sure, my daughter, whether is it provincial, that roads that go to, you know, when you're in Hazy View, you're going towards the Sabi River Bush Lodge. Whose road is that? You're going that side. I don't know. But anyway, all I'm trying to say, the point that I'm trying to say, it's a beautiful road, great for tourism, because I came here to enjoy myself as well. What is happening in all the roads? You build your what do you call it? Double story? Next to the road. It's wrong. If the truck capsizes, you are dead. And I'm not so sure your ears with all the in front of your house. But then, Executive Mayor, we're going to look at on the R40. Remember, your roads are mountainous. Do not build, guys. Tell each other, we love to see your success. We appreciate it. We are with you. But not on the road reserve. The road is going to grow and grow and grow. So that is going to be, that, you might not take me serious now. That is going to delay this project of upgrade. You will be sitting here and sitting in Lambile and ufuna usebenza uSANRAL what? Asikwazi uyakha kaloku umgaqo phezu kwendlu yakho. Asikwazi. And we're going to check those houses. If you built your house after the road was declared national road, we're going to demolish it, we're not paying. But if your house was there when the road was still public works or whatever, now we are touching you personal. We'll have to negotiate and relocate you. As simple as that. Abantu mabaphume emgaqweni. Mabakhe umhlaba mkhulu kaYehova, but not on the road. Bakhayetu, thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Siyabonga. Simshayeleni izandla. Ngingamangali ngibambele mic yakhe manje hey kumele ngisanitize. Angifuni lutho. Thank you very much. Yes, sithe uzolandelwa ubabe. Baba Mrs. Mambi. Yeah, Mohambi, yes. Can you please come forward for a high overview for the transformation? Thank you very much.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu MMC osiphathele umsebenzi namuhla. I must recognize, please, the Honorable Executive Mayor, Umam Nxumalo, and my fellow board member here, Babu Errol Makubela, and our officials from SANRAL, from the municipality, and the most important constituency of all to us today, the business community. We are grateful for your joining us here today. You will notice on the program that my name does not appear there. And we had our official, Melba, who has just left the podium to talk about transformation. And she decided that she would delegate upwards. Uzongikhompela ukuthi nami ngikhulume something about it. But we will deal with Melba when we get back ekhaya. We won't wash our dirty linen in public. Yeah, on a serious note, colleagues, Tina, as the board of SANRAL, we have a very, very simple responsibility. Our responsibility is to make sure the policies of our government, insofar as they relate to economic development, the empowerment of our people, and the construction of roads, ama-policy ka-government ethu are made to come real at SANRAL. Abonakale enzeke under our management. And indeed, the management here to then said to us as the board, we are going to develop a transformation policy ezobonisa ukuthi siyafuna ngempela ukuthi i-economy yase South Africa ishintshe from ukudominatwa yi-one racial group ukuthi i-expande i-reach everyone in the country. And that is what our management under our CEO, with our executive management, other managers, and the staff in general have done. But develop a transformation policy by letter as the board, but here it is. Niyavumelana nayo na, will it achieve what we want to achieve as a country? And as the board, we have endorsed and we have passed and we have supported that transformation policy. And Melba has done a superb job. Yokunibonisa how this transformation policy works in practice, in reality. Tinake sila today to listen to the people a transformation policy in the economic empowerment tool. And you are those people. And Nina, you operate under a regime, a federal government way to, at a local level. That is why the executive mayor is here, the MMC technical is here. Now that government, in terms of the transformation of this country, let's start with the Constitution. And our Constitution is very, very clear. The inequalities of the past must be redressed. And in redressing them, you have to ensure, in some cases, you discriminate, as long as that discrimination can be said to be a fair and just discrimination, which is aimed at transforming our society and to make our society more equal. And therefore, the government then went on, yes, and in legislation, some very, very important laws. For example, the broad-based Black Economic Empowerment Act. Uguti, tatani some of the monies of the country. And you must ring-fence those monies and say, these ones are not going to be used to benefit everybody. These ones will be used strictly to benefit black people. Because Bona, in the past, they were excluded in terms of economic opportunities, they were excluded in terms of educational opportunities and general socio-economic development. And therefore, you've got an act like that. And if you want to achieve that, then when you do have tenders, how do you handle some of those tenders? Then you get to a law such as the land of Preferential Procurement Policy Framework Act. Now, when you do this procurement, make sure ukuthi uyenza preferentially. There are designated groups ozithathayo uthi laba, like women, like young people, like military veterans. Ukuthi these people sibabeka la eceleni and sizobatreata preferentially. There are certain rules we are going to try and simplify so that labantu laba can benefit. And therefore, you get an act such as that one. Now, the laws, you can have good laws on paper, but they are meaningless as long as they are not changed in a manner and implemented in a manner that will make them benefit the people. And therefore, you get the SANRAL, which will then say, yes, we've got these laws, but the way things have worked before is such that AMA contract A2 suit only the big guys. Ukwakha, as we all know, is not an easy thing. Even 1 kilometer is not easy to construct. And because our people have not had the experience, do not have the monies, do not have the resources, do not have the yellow plant, and so on, SANRAL then said, let us go out there and negotiate particular deals where our people can access monies, can access yellow plant, where our people can be trained, where people can partner with others and so on. That is SANRAL's way of trying to make sure ukuthi these laws, the intention yazo gets realized on the ground. And that is why then SANRAL will go to your municipalities and look for databases of Nina as business people and so on. And SANRAL will then have engagements such as this one for you, where they will tell you this is what's coming, to prepare yourselves, do this, do that, and so on. And therefore, what we want to say to you, Tina, as the board of SANRAL, is that our officials have proven to us ukuthi they want to make sure ukuthi transformation happens palpably, it can be felt, and it can be reached by the people. Together with your municipality and together with our government, both at provincial and national level, we have all said we are in the service of our people, and let us take this transformation and make it real. And therefore, instead of massive projects, as is qualifier only a few people would was told, we are going to try with some of the projects, sizozenza slightly simpler, break it down into bits and pieces to bring in as many people as possible. Njengoba uMelba noLendo nomadoda have illustrated here today. So Tina si board ka SANRAL, working under our government, starting right here, Gubo Executive Mayor at local level, provincial level and national level. We want you to know that there's that commitment on our part, and our officials are doing their best to make things happen for you. Sicela ke Tina as the board, ukuthi ni cooperate nabo, and please make sure that you interrogate them, you question them, uma ngabe there are things you don't quite understand, so that as many of you as possible can start benefiting from this big cake that we have within the construction industry broadly in the country, and more specifically within the civil construction industry, where SANRAL is located via roads and bridges, for example. So sizocela nje that kind of cooperation on your side. We've got training programs targeted at people like you. Even internally, we are doing work to transform SANRAL, bring in more and more young people, women, and making sure ukuthi our people, and I'm talking here specifically black people, become equal participants with other racial groups in terms of our opportunity within SANRAL. She has spoken about transformation stretching on to even education outside there, because we want to use the resources we have, because those resources don't belong to us. They belong to you as the people and the public of South Africa. Would Lama resources were used also for the benefit of your children and so on. And therefore, we are happy to be here as this board, and we want to say to the executive mayor and the municipality Lapa, we are very, very grateful to be given the opportunity to come and serve the people of Bushbuckridge, because that's our obligation. We are not doing you a favor at all. So we are very, very grateful for that. And Sibonga Wanina, as our stakeholders, nize to be with us. And we want to say to you, here are our officials, Nebabonile, they come here regularly, and Tina, as the board, we are very, very happy with the kind of work they are doing here. And indeed, we know where they are not meeting your expectations, nizobazisa, and they are very responsive people. They will respond positively to the issues you raise, and they will address them, because transformation is ultimately about all of us working together listening to each other, and indeed taking each other forward as a government yet has said we must all do. So thank you very much.
Simshayeleni izandla. Utata Madiba wakati together we can do more. So it is not difficult as long as we go back to basics in the Bible. The Bible says thanda umakhelwane wakho njengoba uzithanda wena. Once you do that, whatever responsibility that you are given by government, by your company or whoever, you will make sure that you do what is right, because uthanda umakhelwane wakho njengoba uzithanda wena, and when you do something you'll be doing for someone else. So we've got a business community here that waiting. Baza ngethemba ukuthi SANRAL, when you go back, angeke ushiye Bushbuckridge isafana nalendla uyithole ngakhona. It will never be the same. So that's why they're here. They've got interest. But after the presentation, the presentation is share ne hope as municipality ukuthi no, definitely you will bring change. So kwamanje ke sesifikile lesikhathi sama questions, clarity seeking questions. We are going to close because our honorable mayor is going to another meeting. So I was wishing good again for the closing remarks, but it will depend on how many questions do we receive. But I think the presentation was very clear, but definitely we are going to give our business people or whoever who want to ask questions, so SANRAL will respond. So now the time has come for the questions. Then I will note hands. I will start with 5 hands, then and do just like that. Yeah, I can see we Bambili mic. Thank you very much. If you have a question, our business community clarity seeking questions, or anything what you want to say that is relevant to what we're doing today, then you are warmly welcome to do so. It's time for questions. Thank you very much.
Is this thing on? Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Still in the morning. So I have a question, but this question is directed to Mr. Mthembu Madoda. I think maybe, but I just need clarity. So Mr. Madoda said that in the current project, the one between Bushbuckridge and Bombela, the submissions for subcontractors is closed, which means now they are in the stage of selecting the qualifiers. And then he said again, in the current project, the 1 CEs and 2 CEs that will be selected will serve for like maybe 12 months or something like that. And then for the remainder of the project, they will select other 1 CEs and 2 CEs, if I heard correctly. The 3 CEs and 4 CEs, they will wait for the next project. Now, what I want to understand is, since the construction submissions are closed, and is talking about another project that will happen in Malvijan, that if you miss this one, you can still get it. I just need clarity there, because I'm talking about project, let's say, which one is active now, which one should you wait for if you can I just need clarity there, Mr. Matot.
Thank you very much. Another hand? There won't be any afterthoughts, hang it. Nikeza manje. Yen, 5 hands. If there is no 5 hands, which means we have got only 1. You still have got the opportunity, another hands. Because once we pass this this stage, which means we are going for remarks and a vote of thanks, then we close. Any other hand? Thank you very much. My sister, Mike. Any clarity seeking questions?
Abusheni. Ya meita ba ile ya general ai kongomisiwanga ka munhu. Ndo vana xivutiso kumbe ndo vana xivilelo minkarhi lowu tala loko hi na tinhlengeletano. U ta twa ku vulavuriwa hi vanhu va xisati, ku vulavuriwa rinduku hi youth. Then youth ya vaxinuna, youth ya vaxisati. Se loko ndi yingisela va tatana ingaku se ingaku hi jila hahaji. Se ni kombela leswaku loko hi vulavula hi fakeli na vana vo lava mongomi lava I vana va hi va kulisa. Se mi siya mi na nga haji aku jivana lavo. Ilungiseleni ku kwala. Na leswaku loko a nge sibona ku tala va swi vulavula. Loko ko fika endhawini yo karhi. U twa va lava kwala ndhawini yo karhi va ku na lava tshamaka laha gangeni a hi va lava lantsena. Swi huma kwini swilo swa ku fana na sweswo. Mina tshame ni ya tirha eBosfontein le Potonga halanwa hi 2006 a swi nga ri kona leswi swa ku loko u ri na project leyi va ku swa ku u huma bush tlhela u ya tirha bush la u humaka ku namuntlha ku na swilo swa ku fana na sweswo a ni tivi swa ku na swi ta hi kwini loko va na project a khonu u nge yi suke mkhulu u ya tirha a khonu va ta ku huma kwini wena va ta yi pfala a hi swi heriseli swilo swa ku fana na swilo leswo inkomu.
Thank you very much. South Africa belongs to all who live in it. That's democracy. So we are in a democratic country. So thank you very much, my brother. So next.
Okay. My question, follow-up question, yeah, Botikam. So, got the current project, it's from Bombela to Bushbuckridge. And then, but like, Mr. Isn't my daughter, like R37, which is it's the Savi Road via Tavachuel. So, is this still the same project or it's another project?
Thank you very much. Okay, okay. Next. I think, SANRAL, you are writing down because the questions are directed to you. Thank you. You can continue, my brother. Sorry, my brother. Just 2 seconds. A mic, please.
My concern is about those people who will assist these small businesses. Let's say it's going to achieve through this take maybe my yellow machines or my finances. In most cases, I affect ITC, my banks and stuff like that. I check out my personal backgrounds our finances major. And then you find that I've been owing at True Worth those years, and then now sitting at this particular machine or finances, then no, I cannot qualify because I couldn't pay in my camps. So now I've got a job to pay up all those debts. And then disqualify you. So then maybe whatever organization or SANRAL or whatever bas address le nto leyo ukuthi no man matlhare hansi siyalimala ngale nto leyo.
Okay, thank you very much. It's noted. Okay, SANRAL. Okay, there is another question that side.
Dumelang basho. Nna ke na le bothatanyana ganyane. Ne ke kgopela gore SANRAL le masepala wa Bushbuckridge ba bontshane ka tse dingwe tsa dilo. Nna ke dula kwa Green Valley kwa go tloga mo dirobotong go tselena ya go ya Hoedspruit. Re na le problem e kgolo if ba ka tloga ba ilo lebelela kwa go seng ha bana ba ya sekolong. Di-trucka le dikoloi tsena di ya Hoedspruit di re bolaela bana kwa gore ne ke nyaka go tseba gore ba ile ba ka bontshana ka portion ela go tloga mo dirobotong tsa plaza go ya Hoedspruit gore sephethephethe sela se lemola ba tlo se manager bjang ba setse ba godisa koloi ele tsela ela mona ka bakeng sa gore dikoloi di tšhaisa bana ba rona ene rona re na le yona tsela ena ile ka gare ka mona mara ka bakeng sa gore go na le dinoka go na di metši why ba sa zame gore ba bontshane le SANRAL ba bone gore ba ka re thuša bjang ka tsela ena ile ka gare gore bana ba rona ba kgone go tsamaya ka yona ba ye dikolong ka beng dikolo di ithuka site le le ka mona ene bana ba tletse mo sekontireng so ne ke kgopela thušo gana mono gore maybe ba ka ema ka maoto ba ile go lebelela gore ke eng se ba ka re thuša ka sona before go gwa bana ba rona ka beng sephethephethe sela se leda every Friday wa ka fitlha mola hoseng or afternoon o kry-a le gore yatsas o busy too much ke a leboga.
Thank you very much. SANRAL. Manqeda nje uphendula ke then siyayivala lena.
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. I'll answer some of them and I'll also allow my other colleagues to respond to the others. The first question was about clarity about the projects that we presented. Number one, we've got an RRM project, routine road maintenance project, that is currently running. We have just completed or finalized the subcontract procurement process for that RRM project that includes this municipality and the city of Mbombela. So the RRM project started when? In March or earlier than that. And we normally give the contractor about 6 months to finalize the appointment of the subcontractors. So this is an ongoing project, and it's maintenance based. So we are finalizing the appointment of subcontractors in that project. So that's a process that I referred to, that there were tender adverts that were issued. There was a closing date that was defined in the tender advert, and that tender closure has come and gone. So currently the contractor and the PMT are busy with the evaluation of those tenders that were submitted by the subcontractors. So then the way that we structured that project in terms of subcontracting, I said for the ones and twos, 1CE and 2CE, the contract period is 12 months. Okay, the contract period for the entire project is 36 months or 3 years. So within that 36 months, for ones and twos, we're gonna be appointing them once a year, 3 times. So within the 3-year period. So it means then they've got a 12 months duration. That's only ones and 2CE subcontractors. So it means now if, say, we appoint them by the 1st of October, and then it runs for 12 months up until the end of September next year, by this time next year, we will have run another process to appoint for the next cycle for ones and twos. But for 3s and 4s and 5s and up, we appoint them once. So this process, once again, accommodates that procurement process for 3CE, 4CE, and 5CE. Bona, siba appointa once for the duration of the project. So it means the duration of the project. So it means if the contract period, what is left in the contract period is 30 months, for example, we are going to appoint a 3CE contractor, a 4CE contractor, a 5CE contractor for the 30 periods, for the 30 months up until the end of the project. So the only people that we're going to keep repeating this cycle is for 1CE and 2CE. So we're going to run the same process next year. We're going to run another last process in the final year of the project. So I hope that clarifies. So as Melba and myself have indicated, this is the only project that is currently running within this municipality. We have a planned project for the upgrade of the R40 between Hazy View and Arthur's Seat. There's 2 projects. So those projects, they are still in design phase. We are expecting to appoint a contractor sometime next year to do the upgrade. So that's a separate project from a maintenance project which is already running. And also the way the 2 projects are structured are very different. I indicated that for subcontracting purposes, the maintenance project, we will be subletting 50% of the value of the contract to subcontractors. Whereas for the upcoming upgrade project, the minimum subcontracting is 30%. But that is still coming next year. I hope that clarifies. Okay, I think the other question, I hope I captured it correctly. It was just a question of why we taking care of only the youth and women, but we seem to be excluding about Tatana. Okay, you'll know, especially with the upcoming upgrade project, you will see that when we come back to present the breakdown of the subcontracting requirements for the upgrade project, we have certain targets that we have in our contract document. There's certain targets for women, there's certain targets for youth, and also other designated groups like your military veterans, people with disabilities, and so on and so on. But those are percentages. But the rest of the project, everybody, whether you are a woman, we are an old man, we are an old woman, you can still participate. So there's still room, so the project accommodates everyone. No one is excluded. It's just that there's certain percentages that target women and youth, for example, specifically. But everyone is accommodated in the project. Yeah, I think question number 3, we are fine on question number 1, so I think I've clarified that. In terms of question number 4, I'll probably ask Mr. Mhambi maybe to assist there with the issue of the MOUs, how SANRAL is aiming to assist SMMEs and so on, and with the issues that they have when they want to apply for whatever assistance and the challenges that they might get. So I'm not going to answer that one. And then the last one, I think, Chimalato, we just need to check if there's safety issues, especially here. Then we can always sort of institute some safety assessments and see what intervention measures we can employ, so that, because it's very important that our school children, for example, and anyone who's vulnerable must be able to use the road without the danger of being hit by vehicles. So I think if there's safety challenges, I think we will address that through our maintenance projects. We've got consultants that specialize specifically on safety issues. So I think we'll liaise with the municipality and get those hotspots where there's serious accidents during peak hours and see what intervention measures we can introduce. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah. The best thing that we can do as black community is to support each other. Let us support each other. Whether umama umdala utholile umsebenzi, let's support. Whether it's a young person, let's support. Let us just support, because we all belong to South Africa and we all want to see a better South Africa. So that's the only way where we can succeed as black community. One question? Okay, thank you very much. I almost closed. I almost called our Honorable Mayor. You can come to answer the last, is it the last question? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to be very brief. Remember, the reason why SANRAL decided to go to the yellow plant manufacturers, to go to the funders and negotiate these MOUs is precisely the problem you have put. Where you go to any place you want help, they check your credit record. And as you know, most of us black people are blacklisted, ain't it? That's why it's called blacklisting. No, I don't mean that. But indeed, a whole lot of us have been blacklisted because of the history of the country. Now, what SANRAL has negotiated is this. Once you get a contract with us, you are able to take that contract and go to these places as nama MOUs nabo. You present it. So it then shows them that, yes, your credit record might not be good, but you have this opportunity now. And therefore, based on the contract you have with SANRAL, the offer we have made to you, yeah, that contract. Based on that, they then take what you are bringing and they give you whatever you require in terms of a lease agreement, for example, for plant and so on. That is how you do it. We've negotiated the package that's such that because we're giving you something, you are using that thing to do away with the negative credit rating so that they can help you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our Honorable Mayor, can you come forward, please, for closing remarks and a vote of thanks? Thank you.
No, thank you very much, Program Director MMC Malandule, for the sterling work, very good work that you have done. In terms of us as a municipality, we want to appreciate ISALGA for having prioritized us this morning to say, let us go down to Bushbuckridge and give them the information that they need. Like I've said before, information is power. It will assist us to pave a way forward. I think you have touched several things which sometimes when I meet with people, they will say, Mayor, we don't want these people to work in our area. This is our project. And today, I think we have given them the good answer to say, local, you can't define local. You can't define local, it's just a targeted group. So it means we're moving forward. We can't say it's local, it's targeted group, because really, it's very difficult for me to say someone from Kuru mustn't work in Economic, but it's all in Bushbuckridge. So today we are all having answers to say if ever there's anyone who has got the opportunity, let us make sure that we support that person. In terms of the police, I think they've also highlighted and outlined their policies as SANRAL to say that they've got an open policy. There's nothing to hide. If ever there's something that you want to ask, they're here so that you can get that first-hand information I was talking about. The other issue which they, I think they've touched my heart is the issue of training. They said in the next, whenever they are going to appoint a contractor, they are going to give us training, so as to know how are we going to lend to finance. It's a challenge. Mundo today is saving money, next week is down and out, it's broke. So it's something that we want to be trained as to how best can we handle our finances. We applaud that one to say, we don't want to have people mali 2 years they're broke. So learn for 12 months, it means good we must be able, even if you don't get the opportunity, you can be able to sustain yourself, get other opportunities in all the project that they have outlined here. As a municipality, we want to applaud you. Sibonge everyone who is here. So we'll be closing for now, but we'll allow them to niyenbuze question kubomela and others. Because as I will be rushing to other meetings, they are waiting for us around 12:30. So, but anyway, let me thank everyone. Want everyone to be in business and be able to sustain themselves. One day, bengiku session, a business seminar, I was saying, most of the business, business here. I don't know what is happening, but now it means good. Let us make sure that whoever is in the household, Bantwana Bako and everyone, know good we are doing this business, even if tomorrow ungasapil a business. Boomer. I can't mention, you know, all those people. Labashonile, business yapela. Everyone is a kaya letimoto. It's now so this is as municipalities. See, make sure good we level the playing field for anyone who want to start a business, but be able to sustain themselves beyond SANRAL. See, Kone good bamba na noma SANRAL is no longer the. You have the expertise, you have the information, you have the training. So what? Can be able to go to anywhere in South Africa and be appointed as a consultant or as a contractor and be able to move forward. With these few words, thank you very much, SANRAL. Kensengo Fuish Changan Bar Kensil. Sbongeka khulu kuba nikhona la and assist us. MMC, it's not easy to lead a community which is not working. Uma bakubona bathi meya unemali. Kuba difficult, and now we are bona ukuthi hey next. But with this COVID, everything here, so it's difficult, but want to soldier on even if it's difficult. So as Bambaneni, all of us, and then we soldier on to make sure that Bushbuckridge won't be the same again. Thank you very much. The meeting is adjourned for now. Those who want to ask questions are here with you, but Tina will be leaving. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mfundisi wami ngicela uze ngaphambili. I-announcement ke engizonikeza yona ukuthi masisuka lana singahambi khona ama refreshment outside. And nokusho ukuthi nami ngibonga kakhulu nisebenzisane nami kahle. Thank you very much and God bless you. Baba ngithemba uphendulekile ngale yandaba yabantu abadala. Ingane zena sebenzi, that's why umasilwa sonke isikhathi we are saying young people. It's because the unemployment for young people is high. So that's why we want to fight and make sure that our young people are employed and get opportunities. But we are going to make sure that we balance this thing. Thank you very much. Mfundisi wami ngicela usivalele ngomthandazo.
Let us pray. Mdimpa ka lebitso la Kriste re lebogile medimaka MC ka ofela medimaka di mayor medimaka ka ofela ba khona attenda ba shofatsa ba samagaya ba protect ha accident ka ofela o be le bona medimaka ra go leba go thoma tomo fitla mafelong o be le rena ra go leba go shaka samaga ba sepele rene o be le rena tiri fitla mafelong. Amen.
Thank you very much. Meeting adjourned, as the Honorable Mayor have said. Thank you.